Hi, I'm Dr. Jamie Stover-Schmidt, the director and lead trainer of Spanda Yoga Movement Therapy's IAYT Accredited 800-hour yoga therapy program. Our next training opening begins this fall, and it's a transfer path for yoga teachers. It'll take place all online on select weekends. We've gotten pretty good at delivering trainings this way as we've transitioned to this format last March with the beginning of COVID. We're rooted in the Himalayan tradition, have a strong senior faculty with decades of clinical practice who love sharing what they've learned. And we give students all the tools needed to be successful yoga therapists. But don't take it from me. Here's some of our program graduates to tell you more. Cassandra?
Thank you, Jamie. My name is Cassandra Cernage. I am a graduate of Spanda Yoga Movement Therapy and a junior faculty. Michaela, can you tell us some things that you found special about the program?
Thanks, Cassandra. I found this program to be really helpful in developing my confidence to take yoga therapy out into the world. I really appreciated Dr. Jamie's style of teaching in a playful and yet really informative and educational manner. I feel like we learned really the depth of all 5 koshas in a yoga therapy setting. So I felt confident in terms of anatomy knowledge, energetic knowledge of how to work with people, as well as the mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. So I felt really well equipped as a yoga therapist to go out and meet people in all of those places. Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. Kahea, would you mind sharing what you got out of the program?
Well, I feel like Jamie is just such a beacon of light for all of us yoga people on the path to just broaden our horizons with yoga. She is so good at catering to any kind of student. She will make it work for them so that they can learn and really grow to their utmost ability and be their best yoga therapy self. And it's just was such a joy to work with her. She really taught me, of course, the importance of listening and anything, but just really be able to listen on all levels and take that into your practice. So not only does she work really well with all of the students that come in, but it really enables you to work with any kind of person, wherever they may be on their path, whether they're a yogi, whether they're an athlete, whatever they might be, whether they're in the medical field, and just helping you to look at options and have so many different tools in your box that it makes it just constantly fun. And every day it's just a new fun experience. You'll constantly learn for yourself. You'll grow so much as a person, and then you'll be able to share those gifts of your growth with other people. So I really just appreciate it so much. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Kahea. James, would you mind sharing why you would recommend the program?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to say something really similar to what Kahea said, which is that I found the assessment tools to be really valuable for tailoring my approach to yoga therapy so that I can shoot for a bullseye every single time it's my turn. And the reason why that's important is because when I was thinking about taking a yoga teacher training, I heard a lot of different stuff on the street. Some people were saying yoga is the best thing for everyone, and other people were saying that it didn't really work for me. And that was like throwing darts with your eyes closed, and maybe yoga is going to land somewhere on the board. But when you have really, really comprehensive assessment tools from this training, then you can really start to figure out why yoga helped some people feel a lot better, and why it didn't really work for other people, but why it could work if you were being exacting in your details.
Thank you, James. Lisa, would you mind sharing a little of your experience with us?
I'd be more than happy to. I've had the great privilege of studying with Jamie for almost 30 years, and she never ceases to amaze me with the depth and breadth of her knowledge, her wisdom, her ability to invite her students to explore their abilities and find their own expression in this work. And it's so important as yoga expands and yoga therapy expands that each of us is true to ourselves. And so for me, the essence of Spanda yoga therapy is just that. It's the Spanda, it's the essence of each of us and each of our, everyone that we work with, and being able to bring forth in a safe, informed way, people's ability to heal on all levels and through, so with so many different entry points. And so we can stand in this work feeling confident, having checked off all the boxes of the requirements of anatomy and understanding the philosophy and all the different elements of yoga. But she brings in so many other elements to it. Bonnie Cohen's work, Laban, so many other ways that develop our peripheral understanding in this, and it's so much fun. You are working your butt off to learn so much, and just extraordinary people sign up for this, people who really want to do the deep dive. And I absolutely encourage anyone who is interested in really knowing the real deal to sign up for this. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Mary, would you care to share your experience with Spanda?
Yes, thank you, Cassandra. I think the thing that attracts me and is unique about the Spanda yoga movement therapy is the word movement. And that is really an element of the training that, as Lisa touched on a little bit about origins of movement, and we really learn to embody in ourselves the experience of relearning and re-embracing our own movement origins. And that's really valuable for observing others and finding in ways to their movement and their approaches to their own bodies. So I think the movement aspect, the wonderful process that every student in the program goes through in learning about self in order to be able to transfer that to others.
Thank you, Mary. And finally, Doreen, would you like to share what you found special about the program? Maybe add something that we might have forgotten.
That's a little hard to do because you all said some wonderful things. I think the breadth and the depth of knowledge combined with the humility of Dr. Jamie and all the incredibly qualified teachers is something I'd want to highlight. And another thing is that it is a deep dive, and it's the kind of program that you would want to be in if you really love to learn and you really want to work hard and you want to learn not just the physical part, not just the spiritual part, but all the layers. So we worked our butts off and we had a lot of fun. So another thing that isn't quite said yet, it just sort of describes how the program is set up, that it's a combination of a deep dive study but there's experiential work, there's co-partnering projects, there's group activities, and it's all really, really well thought out, well paced, and beautifully executed, even online. So I had the benefit of doing it live in one of the first cohorts, and now I'm watching it happen online, and it can be hard to do, but there's still an element of personality. There's a sense of people getting to know each other, and it's still very powerful. One last thing is it's set up in a way that the practitioners, the students, can learn about themselves and practice on ourselves, and then use that material to help others. And I think sometimes you might learn the material, but not necessarily know how to integrate it because you didn't actually practice it on yourself. And much of this material we got to practice ourselves and then on each other.
Thank you so much, Doreen. As you can see, we all love Jamie and the program very much. Thank you all for your attention. And if you are wanting to join us, feel free to check out spandayoga.com for more information.